times of uncertainty, people go to fortune tellers for direction and reassurance. But the Chinese government doesn't need any of that reassurance, certainly not on economic matters. In the late 1970s, Deng Xiaoping opened up China's economy to the West. Demand for its cheaper products made China the world's biggest exporter and the second largest economy within decades, and took many of its citizens from rags to riches. But is China's economic miracle all that it appears?
A lot of the provinces in China have been overstating their provincial GDP. And at the national level, oftentimes Beijing needs to readjust them.
One reason why local bureaucrats have been cooking the books is that their promotions are tied to how well the economy is performing.
The Chinese Communist Party cannot rely on open and free elections for its legitimacy. What they rely on is delivering economic outcomes. That's the implicit contract the Chinese Communist Party has with the Chinese people.
And the government sets ambitious targets every year, which it almost always meets, even if it means spending billions on ghost cities and roads to nowhere. Even China's premier had his doubts. According to US diplomatic cables released by WikiLeaks, Li Keqiang said GDP figures are man-made and therefore unreliable. He said instead, you should look at electricity consumption, the volume of rail freight, and how much money is being lent out, giving birth to the unofficial Li Keqiang Index. Unfortunately, it's better at tracking the manufacturing side of the economy rather than the booming services sector, which now makes up more than half the economy. Economists were skeptical again when China's economy appeared to recover quickly from the pandemic. Official figures suggest it avoided recession and that China had fully recovered by the end of last year.
Domestic travel numbers have recovered to pre-pandemic levels, but the spending, travel spending, is still only about 75% of the pre-pandemic level. So consumption is the weakness right now in China.
Like much of the world, debt could be a problem for the country's economic stability, and China has racked up $60 trillion worth of it, doling out cash to unprofitable state-owned companies since the global financial crisis and the COVID-19 downturn. Despite that, economists reckon that it's inevitable that China will overtake America as the world's biggest economy.
Let's not forget, China has 4 times the population of the United States. So frankly, something would be wrong if it didn't have a bigger economy than the United States.
We don't get moving, they're going to eat our lunch.
And dessert, if the US doesn't up its game.